It's 5 o'clock. I call to order the March 1st, 2022 Perry Township Board of Trustees special meeting. Fiscal Officer Grill, please call the roll.
Trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Music.
Yes.
All right, the first topic is the engagement agreement for legal services regarding the American Rescue Plan Act funds.
Had sent to the trustees ahead of time, the resolution 2208 and the, what is the other one? The engagement agreement letter that needs to be signed by President Trustee Hartshorn in order for us to get established with the Baker Group for them to be able to advise us on what we can and cannot spend the ARP funds for, as well as the records requirements and help with any resolutions required.
And this is recommended by OTA to ensure that everybody is.
Yes, it's recommended by OTA and several townships have already entered into agreements with them just because with our legal counsel being the prosecuting attorney's office, they are not real adverse in it. And we were getting a lot of.
Evolving quickly.
Yes.
They deal more with precedent.
Yes, and Baker's they specifically deal with the ARP. They have a certain group in there that's all they deal with is the ARP funds.
And recommended through OTA.
Correct, highly recommended and offered discounted rates with them
Yes.
through as members of OTA.
Do we need to read the resolution or can we just approve it as written?
You can approve it as written as long as everybody's had an opportunity to review it.
Review?
Yes.
All right. Well, then with that, I'll make a motion to accept the engagement agreement for legal services for the ARPA funds as written.
I second.
Trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Music.
Yes.
And the next topic was the establishment of new fund type and appropriations for law enforcement treasury. Fiscal Officer Grow, could you give us the background on that, please?
On February 11th, I received an email from Margaret Hutton with Focal Point Counseling Group, acting on behalf of the Department of Treasury Executive Office for Asset Forfeiture. Ms. Putnam was following up with a letter that we had received from the Treasury Executive Office of Asset Forfeiture that was dated December 14th, 2022. Basically what it was is back in 2015, we received funds from this group. These are funds that are received when our law enforcement assist another department and they get any kind of gains from any kind of forfeiture, seized items, anything like that, there's a profit from, then they split it between the agencies that are involved in where those funds are gained from. When we received the funds in 2015, those funds were set up and put into account number 2261, which was labeled Law Enforcement Trust. When I took over and came into office in April, I think it was actually May that I was notified that there was an issue with that. I spoke with Ms. Putnam then, explained to her the situation. They gave us some time. That's why she was following up with me in February to see if we had gotten everything taken care of. What happens when we get these funds, they have to be put into a designated fund. Those funds are restricted funds. They can only be used for certain items and no other funds can be put in with them.
Right.
It appears what happened was through 16, 17, 18, and I believe even into 19, there were other funds, Ghostly Night Out, Easter egg hunt, things like that were put in with this money and kind of commingled, as well as expenditures were paid out of it. With these funds, not only do they have to be kept separate, they have limited uses. And if the use doesn't fit it and we use it for anything outside of that, then we lose the potential of having those funds. So now that we've gotten the year closed out and all of that, I was able to get with UAN, Local Government Services, and with Ms. Putnam. And she said that I was been advised that we need to establish a new fund and transfer the balance that they say we should have in that fund into the new fund from the 2261. And then I have to submit all the reports to them showing that we've taken the necessary steps currently we are on a no spend status until this is taken care of. And we also are restricted from receiving any other funds. I have a lot of documentation. Should anybody have any questions, I can provide them showing the history of everything as well.
Was that fund 2251 or 2261?
2251, 2261 was the original one that was set up that had, and then had errors and was commingled with other funds. So they basically, we have to pass 3 different resolutions, and I have them all listed out from the setup to funding and all of that stuff to be able to establish the new fund appropriately.
So first off, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It looks like we need to make a motion to accept Resolution 2210 to create the Fund 2251 Law Enforcement Treasury per Department of Treasury.
Correct.
Correct. So I make that motion. We create that.
Second.
Trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Music,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn. And then the second one is as listed there, the resolution 2211.
Okay, question. When you say increase funds,
Mhm.
is that just for you to put that money in there?
That's for us to establish it and say, this is how much money needs to be in there, and then it gives us consent to put appropriations in there. I can't transfer the funds until I have permission to actually add the funds.
Gotcha.
Okay, count.
Okay, I'll make that motion, resolution 2211 to increase funds and appropriations of 15,56292 and funds 2251.
I'll second.
Trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Mears.
Yes.
Trustee Music.
Yes.
All right, and I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2212 to transfer $1,556.92 from current fund 2261 Law Enforcement Trust to fund, what was the number?
2251.
2251 Law Enforcement Treasury per Department of the Treasury.
Second.
Go ahead.
Sorry, second.
Trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Music.
Yes.
And that's all I have.
At this time, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Trustee Music,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Mears.
Yes.